What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Color Nation Media, and welcome back for some more live Pokemon Showdown. We're bringing this team back again today because after checking my Twitter account and checking the comments of the last video, it seemed like you guys wanted to see a little bit more with this team. I know I've been doing a lot of OU lately, and honestly, I just like OU better than RU at the moment. But I still really like using this team, so we're gonna hop into it again. And we'll finish off this mini session. It's only 2 episodes long, but I'll try to make it about a half an hour or so. So we'll see. Now this guy, I don't like this guy. I've seen him on the ladder a couple times. He's just a jerk. Like, he's bringing a full stall team. I'm assuming that the Escavalier and the Rhyperior are his only offensive Pokemon. The last time I went up against him, he did time out, so I didn't get to see everything. But the Weezing, Alomomola, Cradily, and Togetic are all defensive mons. And he uses, I think, Toxic Spikes with the Weezing, and it's a really annoying team. And it's one thing if you want to use a stall team, but then if you're a jerk in the chat on top of that, like taunting every single time you get a kill, and making fun of your opponent's plays in the chat, it's just, I don't really agree with that so much. Like, I'm fine if you don't really agree with someone's plays and you want to just, you know, think about it to yourself, or you want to talk about it with somebody else, but you don't need to do it in the chat and taunt him and all that stuff. I think it's just kind of silly to do that, but we'll see what happens here. Hopefully I can get a win, because I always like beating players like that, and he's taking a long time, so he might actually time out again. So I think what I want to do is actually pause the video, and I will come back and we'll see what he does at that point. So I'll be right back. Okay, so he ended up timing out, so we're just going to look for another battle. I don't know why he keeps timing out, but hopefully we don't run into him again. Or if we do run into him, he actually decides to battle. Although that may end badly, because I don't know. When I did fight him off screen, I was getting so salty. And maybe that's just because I probably shouldn't be playing RU. Maybe. Like, if you don't want to run into stall teams, you really shouldn't be playing RU. So I guess that's my bad. But anyway, yeah, I've been playing so much OU lately. It is still kind of a breath of fresh air to get out of the tier and play some other stuff as well. But I've just been having a surprisingly fun time with OU lately. And the OU Suspect is kind of a lot of fun, too, to see Aegislash running around again. This is taking a long time. My goodness, we're going to have like 4 minutes of zero content just because I cannot get a battle. And I don't know that I want to cut everything out, because that would just be silly. Come on, Showdown, let's find a battle here. If it doesn't in a couple seconds, I will cut out, but it does turn out to find us a battle, just as I say that, of course. Really cool to see the Mr. Mime. But looking at the team here, he's got the Mega Steelix. That's likely going to be his Rock Setter. He's got the Amoonguss and the Jellicent core, so he's got some bulk going on. That Braviary could potentially be Defog. For some reason, that seems to be a thing that's like gaining in some popularity, but I wouldn't have expected that, but fair enough. So it could also be Choice, too. The Mr. Mime, I have no idea what that's going to be. I don't really see that in RU too often, but I am going to lead off with Steelix, and I could either attack this thing, but he's probably just going to U-turn out, and that's exactly what he does. So he might go into his own Steelix here, because he knows I am definitely not going for an Earthquake. Definitely not going for an Earthquake with a Braviary just chilling here. He could go into Amoonguss as well to try to put me to sleep, but he's actually going to go out into Houndoom. Okay, then. But we do get the rocks up, which is nice. Maybe he was trying to get the Houndoom out ahead of the rocks, which would not be a bad play. I don't know that this thing can OHKO me, because I am specially defensive. I'm so tempted to just stay out and click Earthquake, because I don't know if he's going to click Fire Blast either. Because I could just easily go into Slowking, and I feel like he might predict that and go for a Dark Pulse. So I really want to click EQ. No, he does go for the Fire Blast. Okay, he's not making any predictions this early in the game. It's probably my bad. Doesn't even show Life Orb. That just kills me. I wonder if that's Specs. That would be interesting. Yeah, that was not a good play on my part. I predicted him to make a prediction, but it's so early in the match that a lot of people just won't make those predictions that early on. So I'll go for the Fake Out here. That does so much damage. And he leaves it out, which means now I can Mach Punch it. So, okay, he just sacks his Houndoom. Alright, well that wasn't exactly the best play on his part either. So, we both make bad plays, kind of. Well, not bad plays, but just not the best plays that we probably could have made. But sacking Steelix, I think, is more important than him sacking Houndoom, so that may come back to bite me. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But he takes all kinds of damage as I switch in Slowking on that Brave Bird. So he is Life Orb, which means he could be Defog. But now he can't switch back in on rocks, so I don't really want to sack Slowking, though. What do I have that can take a Brave Bird? Nothing, basically. I mean, I could go into Heliolisk here. I'm going to go into Hitmontop. It's the most useless Pokemon on the team, so I am going to sack it and allow him to kill himself. Because when I look at this team, Mr. Mime, Amoonguss, Jellicent, Hitmontop can't do anything to any of them. And it's going to be doing minimal damage to Steelix anyway. I really needed the Hitmontop I can't talk. The Hitmontop's priority was very useful for things like Houndoom, but I got rid of that so early that could very easily just sack it there, get the Regenerator off on Slowking, which could potentially be very, very useful against that Mr. Mime. So I feel like that was my better play there, even though I did have to sack Hitmontop from 100%. So we're going to go into Fletchinder as he does go into the Amoonguss. And let's see. I want to taunt this thing. He's actually going to switch into the Jellicent. I just noticed I don't have any nicknames on my Pokemon. It's been a long time since I've done a session without a nickname. Without nicknames, not a nickname. I can't do English. I'm sorry. I really can't. I'm terrible at it. I'm going to go right into Heliolisk, predicting a Scald. And that is exactly what he goes for. Even if he did decide to go for Shadow Ball there, I mean, I'm immune to that too, so the worst he could do is Will-O-Wisp me, except he can't because he's taunted. So that was like the safest switch in the universe right there, basically. Unless he had Ice Beam, which I guess is possible. He could have the Ice Beam, but that's not going to do too much to me anyway. I'm going to Grass Knot here, predicting Steelix, and he does go into the Steelix. That's going to take a lot of damage. Yeah, 78%. That is not even a super effective hit, and so it looks like his Steelix is going to get sacked here as well, unless he decides to predict another Grass Knot and go into Amoonguss, which is exactly what he does, which I'm fine with, just because all that damage on the Steelix really does help me out. That means I can definitely take it out with Shiftry later on, or potentially even Fletchinder. Like 2 Acrobatics plus Stealth Rock damage might be enough to kill it, which is great. So at this point, I need to switch. I kind of want to predict him to go for Spore here. So I really want to switch Shiftry in, but if he goes for Sludge Bomb, I'm in trouble. He does go for the Sludge Bomb, and that's just an Oko. Wow. I was not expecting that. I mean, Shiftry's pretty weak, let's be honest. It's pretty frail. Maybe that's offensive Amoonguss? Did we see... We didn't see Black Sludge Recovery. What is this thing? I don't know what you are. Are you... Assault Vest? Possibly? I don't know. He is going to go into the Steelix, and 2 Acrobatics are indeed going to be enough to take it out. So, no Steelix for you. The Steelix did not get to do anything this battle, which is great. So, Steelix is out of the way, and looking... Oh, wait a minute. He's Rocky Helmet. Rocky Helmet Steelix. Not even Mega Steelix. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not going to judge, because Steelix is actually a pretty good mon by itself. So, yeah, definitely not going to judge there. So he does go into the Jellicent, and I don't want to take a Scald. Heliolisk is still a relatively safe switch, even if he does have Ice Beam. And it turns out that he does have the Ice Beam. Okay, fair enough, my friend. Touché. Only does 27%, so I can safely go for a Volt Switch here, and he is actually going to go back into the Amoonguss. So that only does 17%. I am Specs. Maybe that is Assault Vest. I would not be surprised if it's Assault Vest. That's a pretty cool set, though. I like Assault Vest Amoonguss. That's fun. So, at this point, you really don't have anything to switch in. Jellicent might get to it KO'd by Acrobatics at this point. Possibly. Especially if it's specially defensive. It might. Mr. Mime is not going to take 2 Acrobatics. He actually does go into the Mr. Mime here. That's not a switch in, my friend. Yeah, Mr. Mime has garbage physical defense. If I was a special attacker, I could understand it, just because Mr. Mime does have decent bulk. But he's just going to sack this and go back into Jellicent for free, I guess. Maybe that's what he was trying to do. But I'm going to can't talk. Again, how many times have I done that in this video, and it's only 9 minutes? I'm going to go into Slowking this time, just to change things up, predicting the Ice Beam. So, oh, and he makes the prediction, goes for the Shadow Ball. Very nice play on the part of my opponent, and unfortunately now I have to switch or sack this thing. I feel like he's going to make another prediction and go for the Ice Beam this time. So I'm going to go for Psyshock. Nope, he just goes for the Shadow Ball. Wow. Alright, well, I got outplayed right there, that's for sure. Out-predicted. It means that I do get another safe switch into Heliolisk, and I can safely Volt Switch without taking any damage. And there's really no reason for me to go for anything else. I mean, yeah, because if he switches into Moongus, I just go right into Fletchinder, and he's going to make the safe play again. So, this is going to come down to the end, I suppose. It really depends on what the spread of that Jellicent is. Because if this is the Salt Vest offensive Amoonguss, and I'm pretty sure it is, judging by the fact that it O-code shift free, it's not taking an Acrobatics. So, yeah, that looks like it has some defensive investment, and I really need to save this thing. I really, really need to save this thing. I could go for Acrobatics predicting an Ice Beam, because that won't kill me, but I can't risk that, because I'll lose the match if I get it wrong. So, he is going to go for the Ice Beam. Thankfully, no freeze. Thankfully. And now I Volt Switch, and either this thing dies, or he switches in the Amoonguss, and Jellicent does get 2-hit KO'd switching back in. Because we were able to whittle it down. So I think we are okay here. It's really going to come down to whether or not Amoonguss can take an Acrobatics. If it can, I think we lose. But we'll have to see. So he is going to go into the Jellicent, and wait a minute. Didn't it do 40% last time? Did I really just get min-rolled right there? Not that it matters. It means absolutely nothing, so I don't know what I'm complaining about. Be quiet, Joe. Just stop. Just stop. So Amoonguss is going to come out here. This is his last Pokemon. We can go for Acrobatics, and yeah, that was offensive Amoonguss because it just dies without a boosting move at all. So we'll give him a GG. It looks like he left right before I was able to put that there, which is fine. But yeah, that was a pretty close match. He made some nice predictions there. That Shadow Ball play on the Slowking switch in. Very good stuff, because I could have easily switched in the Heliolisk there. And, you know, from there, just I don't know, pooped on things. But unfortunately, we're going to run into the same guy again. I'm going to turn the timer on this time just because he's been timing out a lot. He actually is going to play this time. So fair enough. We will see what happens. We will see. I don't have a lot of confidence going into this one just because of the team. It's so fat with so much recovery. And I actually made the Grass Knot play predicting Rhyperior to want to switch in there, but he goes for the Wish, which is crazy. Maybe that's specially defensive Alomomola? Why else would you leave Alomomola in on a Heliolisk? Unless he really predicted me to make a prediction turn 1. But, yeah, that's kind of strange. So I'm going to go into Shift Free. I have nothing to lose by that just because I do have a Lumberry. So if he burned me with Scald, it's not the end of the world. I can go for Knockoff here to get rid of the item of whatever is going to come in. And it's going to be the Weezing, so getting the recovery from Black Sludge away from this thing is nice. He's probably going to predict a switch here and go for the Toxic Spikes. Either that or the Will-O-Wisp. One or the other. I don't think he's going straight for Sludge Bomb. So I'm very tempted to just go right into Slowking. I don't need it for too much for this battle, just because Rhyperior could have Mega Horn. And even still, I'm pretty sure that's offensive Rhyperior, so I don't know how well I'm going to be taking that on. So he does go for the Toxic Spikes, and Escavalier, I mean, Escavalier has Mega Horn, definitely, and it's Stab, so Slowking's not going to like that too much. Other than that, Slowking doesn't do a whole lot for this team, so it's kind of expendable. We can play it semi-recklessly, and T-Wave doesn't help because it's a stall team, so yeah, I kind of want to go for Scald here, predicting a switch, and he does go into the Alomomola, and we do not get a burn, which is unfortunate because that residual damage could have really helped us. Really want to predict... I mean, I kind of want to just go right into Hitmontop to Rapid Spin, but I am going to predict a Scald here. And he actually goes for Wish. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I don't lose anything by that. Unfortunately, Heliolisk is poisoned, but it's really not the end of the world. I'm going to make the Grass Knot play again. I really want to. I really want to make that play again. And he's going to go for Protect instead to see what I'm going to lock myself into, because I did not show Life Orb, so that was a good play, I guess. I should have thought of that. Definitely should have thought of that. So I'm going to go into Hitmontop now, just because I would like to get rid of these Toxic Spikes. And he is going to go for the Scald, which does nothing because I am a Salt Vest. So that's fine. You can Scald me all day. I'm not going to worry about going for Fake Out, and he's just going to Protect to get more toxic damage. Great play, I guess. I mean, it's a pretty mindless strategy, but that's probably his best play at that point, so can't really knock that. I will go for the Rapid Spin here, and we get rid of those toxic spikes, but unfortunately, he did go out into Wheezing, so he can just go for them again. There's not really much I can do about it. I could go back out into Heliolisk here because it does threaten a lot of his team. He's going to be very wary of going into Rhyperior, as he does go for the toxic spikes again, so we're going to have to try to get Hitmontop back in at some point. I want to click Hyper Voice this time. I'm so tempted to just click Grass Knot again. I'm going to Volt Switch. I don't think he's going into Rhyperior. I went for Grass Knot twice. There's no way you're bringing in Rhyperior now. No, that's just silly. You get O-Code. He's going to go into, like, Cradily or something. He does actually go into the Rhyperior. Oh my goodness, I am getting predicted out the wazoo here. That was such a reckless play, but it paid off. Wow. He's inside my head right now. I'm getting played. I am absolutely getting played. He goes for the Stone Edge. That is offensive Rhyperior if I've ever seen it, and we die to it. The poison, that's not good. That's not good. I'm getting trampled on. My goodness. Like, he's one step ahead of me every single time. He left Alamomola in on a Heliolisk, brought in Rhyperior after I showed Grass Knot twice, and now I'm going to be fancy and click Volt Switch on a Rhyperior because I have Balls of Steel. I don't care. I know you're switching. How about that? How's that for a prediction, my friend? Okay, I really shouldn't be that full of myself because I'm losing. But he does go into Cradily, which is still a safe switch. He only takes 14% from that, so that was not worth it, I guess. But I will go into Steelix because Heavy Slam will do a lot to this. It will likely force him out. So he's not going to be able to get up Stealth Rocks if he has it. So he's going to go into maybe a Scavalier. No, he can't really do anything back to me, though. Maybe Wheezing. I'm going to click Heavy Slam either way. Oh, no. He's going to go into Alamomola. That's right. That's right. I just skipped over the little pink fish in the team preview area. Whoops. I should have gone for the Stealth Rock there just to pressure that Togetic to come in. Yeah, that was not a good play either. Can I make one good play? The only play I made was Volt Switching. And that really didn't get me anywhere. It got me some momentum, and then I immediately threw it down the drain. I need to up my game. I need to up my game a little bit. I need to play... I need to make some plays, basically. I need to make some plays. Do I want to Scald here? No, I don't want Cradily coming in. So I'm going to T-Wave. I mean, I wasn't exactly predicting the Cradily to come in because T-Waving a Cradily doesn't do anything for me. But, I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. Yeah, on second thought, I probably should have Psyshock there, but that really wasn't going to do too much. So, granted, it didn't really matter what I did there. Let's see, I kind of want to go back into Steelix here. He's probably going to take this opportunity to set up rocks. Unfortunately for him, he is going to get fully paralyzed there. And I can set up my own rocks here, which is what I should have done last time, but I just did not make the correct play. So he may go right into Togetic here, but that's also very risky because I hit him with a Heavy Slam, especially if he's specially defensive. He's going to get 2-hit KO'd most likely. So we will see. He is going to go into the Alamomola, which is the same switch he made last time, but there's really nothing I can do about it. And I'm going to have to switch here. I'm going to predict a Scald, and he does go for the Wish again. Fair enough. He just doesn't want to Scald. Now, I'm so tempted to just click Volt Switch here, because I think he's going to stay in. Oh, he does go for the Protect, actually. So, yeah, I mean, that's what he's going to do every time, though. He's going to make that play every time because he can. I'm going to Volt Switch again. And he stays in. We get a critical hit. I think that mattered. I'm pretty sure he's specially defensive. Judging by how he played it earlier on, that is unfortunate, but I'm kind of happy about that. And now here he goes in the chat, starting to you know, cause issues. I'm sure now he's going to start taunting afterwards, too. That fails to KO, and no, I don't care that Specs, but what if I had gone to Rhyperior? I mean, I already tried that, and you didn't go to Rhyperior. Like, you went to it once, but I went for Grass Knot twice before that. Yeah, that really wasn't... I don't know what he's even saying. But I scouted your move. Yeah, you did. But, I mean, you scouted my move, and then after I went for Grass Knot twice, you still switched in Rhyperior after that. I know what you're going to use next turn. Okay, buddy. Okay, and it's not even like Volt Switch KOs me. Well, I mean, how was I supposed to know that? Like, I had an inkling that it was going to be specially defensive Alomomola, but you could be any number of things. You could be completely physically defensive. You could be mixed defensive. You know, I'm not sure what set you're running. You could even be AV for all I know, but you're not because you went for Wish, so I guess that was stupid, but still, like, how am I supposed to know what set you're running? Yeah, like, I get that you're defensive, but there's no way for me to know that you're specifically specially defensive. I'm not just going to assume that because I hadn't seen the damage prior to that. If I saw that Volt Switch didn't kill before, then I would have known for sure that you were specially defensive, and I wouldn't have gone for that. But, yeah, he's acting like I just don't care that I critted him. Like, if he was specially defensive, which I'm assuming he is, judging by how much he's freaking out there, it definitely did matter. So I put that in the chat. I don't know what he's talking about, basically. So I'm just going to get back to the game here. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit salty, too. I really should calm down. Alright, so let's see here. Let's go for Psyshock predicting the Cradily to come in. He actually is packing the Mega Horn, probably for Slowkings. So we're going to lose Slowking here, which kind of stinks. But as I said earlier on, it really wasn't that necessary for the battle because it doesn't really do much to the to my opponent's team. Yeah, there he goes, starting to taunt in the chat. I know part of it's probably going to get cut off just because of how I what do you call it, crop the video. Might sound crazy, but it ain't no lie. Baby, bye. Okay, my friend, and I probably just did something that I shouldn't have done. I called him a name in the chat. Sorry, I apologize. I apologize. I shouldn't have done that. But he's really starting to get under my skin here. Because he's just... why do people do that? Like... I don't know. I don't know. We're going to not focus on that. So, I'm sorry if you're watching this by some crazy miracle. I'm sorry I called your name in the chat. But you were really just... You were getting on my nerves. I really shouldn't let it affect me. But I did. I slipped up. I'm sorry. I'm human. So, let's see. Is he going to predict a Bolt Seed and go out into a Scavalier? I kind of think he might. I want to see if he wants to make that play, though. And no, he's not going to. He's actually going to go into the Togetic, which means I can knock off its Eviolite just because he can't kill me with anything. Like Dazzling Gleam, I don't think kills, if he even has that. So he's actually going to show off the Flamethrower. That only does 59% because it's not Stab. So we are going to switch out here. Getting rid of this Eviolite does help out a lot, as he will defog away his own hazards just because he doesn't want those rocks up. But things like Rhyperior, I mean, Rhyperior doesn't take any damage from that, and I guess he just doesn't want the chip damage, I guess. I don't really know. But I'm going to taunt, and he is going to switch in the Cradily, which is fine. I kind of expected the Wheezing to want to come in, and that's why I wanted to taunt there, just because I did not want him to set up the Toxic Spikes again, because having Shiftry toxic or poisoned is not the best thing in the world. So I will go into my Steelix as he goes into his Wheezing, pulling a double there, probably because he only has mostly non-attacking moves. I'm assuming he has Recover and Stealth Rock and those shenanigans. So he's going to Willow here, so I'm going to switch into Heliolisk, as that is exactly what he goes for. Finally, I actually got something right, because he's been outplaying me this entire match. Despite the fact that I don't like the way he's acting, he's obviously a good player, so I'm not taking that away from him by any means. We are able to live the turn with 1% after the poison damage. He can't really do much. I mean, do I just sack this? With 1%, there's really no reason for me to do anything else. I do get a crit. That doesn't mean anything, and he is just going to set up the Stealth Rocks here, which is unfortunate because I do have a Fletchinder, but I couldn't stop him at that point. Weakening Cradily is helpful, and he may just sack it here just because it's paralyzed, and it doesn't really do much. Yeah, it doesn't really do much. I mean, unless you really want to predict a Heavy Slam and go out into a Scavalier and take damage on that. Kind of want to click Stealth Rock here just for that Togetic too. So I think I'm going to do that. Because I don't think he's going to go right into the Togetic. He does not want to take a Heavy Slam. He might go into Wheezing in case I try to EQ. But, yeah, he does actually do that. But he can now Willow me if he wants. But he's going to go for Sludge Bomb this time because I switched last time. Yeah, I'm going to switch in Fletchinder. Hopefully he doesn't go for the Sludge Bomb. He does go for the Willow again, actually, so that's perfect. He really wanted that Steelix burned. He really, really did. So I kind of want to throw a Willow up of my own. I don't think he's going to go into Cradily, but I will just go for Acrobatics. I should have went for the Willow. That was my gut play. That was my gut play. And that does nothing to Rhyperior. I could Willow here. Yeah, I mean, burning this thing could be very, very helpful. Some extra damage on it, too, to ensure that Sucker Punch will kill. Because even if Rhyperior is offensive, I mean, its physical defense is ridiculous. And we're going to miss the Willow, so I guess I should have went for the Acrobatics for the extra damage. It's not like we were going to live that Stone Edge anyway, but I think we lost. It's 5-2 right now, and he's got all of his things with recovery except for Alomomola, which really stinks. But to be fair, the score reflects the battle pretty nicely. Like he's just outplayed me. Like his team is a better matchup. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna try to sweep him. I'm gonna Swords Dance, predicting him to switch, and he does. He's gonna let me get the Swords Dance up. We may have just brought this back because Shiftry is a monster. If I Bullet Seed, I'm pretty sure I need to get 3 hits because we did knock off his Eviolite. We might be able to take this back. Because if that's offensive Escavalier, that is O-code by an Adamant knockoff at +2. It's going to come down to the Weezing, I guess. So there's 2. We get the 3 hits. Togetic is gone. Okay, we picked up a kill. So all of those predictions, he made all the right plays. It's going to come down to this. I don't think he's going to Willow me. I think he's going to Sludge Bomb. I'm so tempted to click Sucker Punch. And I think that's the only way I can win, is if I Sucker Punch and he tries to attack me. And at 39% +2, I don't think you're taking that, even if you are Weezing. If he Willows, though, I lose. That's what it comes down to. If he Willows here, and I predict this wrong, I lose. I'm going for Sucker Punch. He attacks us! That Weezing is dead! That's a dead Weezing, ladies and gents. He's going into the Escavalier next. That dies to a knockoff at +2. I'm positive. I'm positive that's dead. Yep, that's just an OHKO. Get rid of those lefties. And I think we just took this battle back. Yes! Yes! Yeah, you got me. I should have denied the SD. Oh, now your tune changes, my friend. What happened to all the taunting from earlier on and complaining about how I'm a bad player and lucky and bad and all that other stuff? Come on now, you're going to forfeit and not even give me the win. Seriously? Alright, fine. I mean, I probably would have made the same play there, to be fair. Just because I went for the Bullet Seed last time. So I'm going to tell him that. And we're going to give him a GG as well because... oh, wait a minute. He left. I thought it just said... I just noticed that it said that he forfeited, not that he left, too. Alright, well, he didn't get to see my GG and say that I would have made the same play, because I probably would have. I don't think it was a bad play. I just ended up predicting him there. So I predicted him where it mattered, I guess is what it comes down to, because he had me all game. He definitely outplayed me for most of the battle. And he kind of just slipped up at the crucial point, was not able to bring it home. So we bring it back. Again, sorry for the salt, sorry for the way I acted. I don't normally do that. I try to be pretty respectful, and I was kind of a jerk in this one, but whatever. So that's going to be it for this team. We still have the OU suspect test thing going on, and I'm not sure what we'll be doing after that. Maybe some NU or something. Who knows? Or maybe even some more UU. I feel like it's been a while since I've done that. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you're leaving a like, rating, or a comment, or whatever you would like to do, and I will see you all next time. And until then, game on.